Why do we exist? It's a very, very good question. Of course, every question is really very good. This question is very fundamental and very rooted question. I think everyone has to ask this question at least once in lifetime. Why do we exist? It's very thought-provoking question. Also, when we ask this question, there are potentials to find out more opportunities in our life. Otherwise, life will become a routine one. Life is not a routine. Life is routine for birds, for animals, and other beings, other creatures. But when it comes to human being, life should not be a routine. Life is evolving in the same body, the same life, in this life. Therefore, this question is a valid question. Why do we exist? Before we ask this question, how we started existing, how we came into this world, let's see briefly. When we look into this, it looks like, no, I had no plan to come here, come to this planet Earth, but I am here. This is one angle. The answer is coming like this. Another angle is, yes, we desired to come to the earth, knowingly, unknowingly. To know this truth, we have to go back to our life. Almost before our birth, we have to see our records, our history. As many people think that this life starts with a birth and ending with the death, as many people believe, it is not true. Life is a continuum. It's continuously happening. In that continuum, the body comes, the body goes. One body comes and lives for about 70, 80, 100 years, and the body disappears or the death happens to the body, and then the life continues. There is no full stop to the life. This is the truth. So when we see this truth as a center point, we actually lived many, many lives before this life in different bodies, with different relationships, with different people. But now we have come to this earth, this life, with this form, with this body, and certain kind of relations, family relations, friendship relations, all kind of relationships around us. So how we started existing on the earth in this birth, in this life, is due to our desire. We had a desire in the previous life. We lived many, many lives. And the last life, we lived a certain type of life where we started fulfilling our desire, and some of the desires were unfulfilled. Therefore, there was longing. There was incompletion of our desires in the previous life. The birth before this life. The life before this life. So that residue, that balance is inducing the spirit, the life force. The life force never dies, only the body dies. So, with the inducement of that life force, we call it uyir, the life force, the spirit, the soul, which is interested to come to the earth again with another womb of a mother to fulfill the unfulfilled life before. Therefore, we are here. First of all, before we ask the question, why do we exist, we must know how we started existing, how we started our life here, choosing a father, choosing a mother, choosing a family, choosing a nation to take birth. Even the nationality is also consciously or unconsciously our selection. The conscious selection and unconscious selection is depending on how much we lived the previous life consciously or unconsciously. That is a decision factor. As a result of that, we appear here on this beautiful planet Earth. And we had a birth and started realizing we have relations in a family, and then it is expanded to friends and other people in the world, went to the schools and colleges and got equipped ourselves knowledge-wise. Like this life happens. Right. We are here. We are here in this life. Fine. Then, why do we exist? Broadly speaking, we exist here to make an analysis about the desire which was pending in the previous life. What are all the desires left out, unfulfilled in the previous life? That investigation is happening in this life. This is applicable to all individuals of the earth. 8 billion plus population. People, this question is keep on moving. What are my unfulfilled desires? So, investigation, understanding happens in this life. What is desire? Am I going to fulfill my unfulfilled desire in this life at least? How I can approach life to do this homework? This is how the present existence happens for an individual. It is such a beautiful investigation in this life. Moreover, this life is really a great opportunity, especially for the human beings. For other creatures, they just came onto this earth. They live a certain fixed life only. They have no much of option. For example, a bird or an animal, they don't have much of options in this life. They came as a bird, as an animal, and they live as an animal only, as a bird only. And then one day they have to leave their body, they have to die unconsciously. Because they are all unconscious, they live on a instinct-based, that's all, not conscious-based. There are only two kinds of people. One kind of people living based on instinct, feelings only, that's all. Based on the basic fundamental needs: the thirst, the hunger, and the sleep, the body needs. That's all. This is how most of the creatures live on this earth. But when it comes to human beings, it's not so. The human beings are existing on the earth not just to fulfill the needs of the body only. There are other needs. There are other urges. There are other desires to experience in everyday life, experiencing everyday life and progressing. In the case of birds and animals and other creatures, there is no evolutionary progress. But in the case of human beings, the human form, a lot of scope to evolve. To evolve means evolving in consciousness, which is important. Of course, the physical body is growing. It is naturally happening. As we take proper food, proper water and drinks, etc., nourishments to the body, it naturally grows, passing on different phases of the human forms, and then one day getting old and the body dies. That's okay, as far as body is concerned. But human beings are not just bodies, not just human bodies. They are always something more, something more, something more. They have beautiful mind also. Not only the mind, that is not the end of human being, having a mind. And the human beings have got intelligence, especially intelligence compared to other creatures. Very special intelligence. And why this intelligence is given to human beings is very interesting. The intelligence in most of the human beings are sleeping or in sleepy mode. It is the individual who has a great responsibility to awaken the intelligence. Most people, they have no idea of awakening the intelligence. They think that, yes, I have intelligence, I'm using my intelligence like that. If we investigate very deeply into this, we will find out one thing. What they call intelligence is not intelligent. It is mind. They live in mind. They think that they are in intelligence. Only very few people making an effort to awaken the intelligence. It's called awakening of the intelligence. Once the intelligence is awakened in a person, that person evolves very differently than other people. This is how we see differences in the society, in the humankind. You just to take 100 people, for example, of different countries as a sample and see their intelligence and the way of living, they differ. Some people, their level of life is very low. Their conscious level is very low. Some people, they evolved in their consciousness and intelligence. And some other people, they live this particular life in the fullest manner. Like that, you can see the differences in the society. These differences in the society is not based on just a fate or karma or based on amount of sins, etc. Of course, that is there. It is based on awakening of the intelligence. This we must remember. We must contemplate every day this particular thing, awakening of intelligence. This awakening of the intelligence makes a person completely different. Not only different, it gives such a fulfillment contentment for a person, which is not happening with most people. Most people are sad because they are not fulfilled, they are not contented in their life. There is always something lacking, something absence in their life. That absence in their life make them sad, make them painful. So the question is, why do we exist? We exist here to undergo this process that we are discussing now and elevate ourselves consciously of the consciousness, elevation of the consciousness. It has no limitation. The elevation of consciousness has no limitation. The growth of the consciousness in human being is almost unlimited. Such a scope which is not available for other creatures, only for human beings. Therefore, we say, born as a human being is such a boon, such a great luck, such a great opportunity. We should not waste this life, this human form, as human being. We should take and use every single moment of our life to elevate ourselves. But unfortunately, most people spend their life just to make money, just to get some fame or something, or some power, political power, this and that. I'm not saying they are wrong. They are right. But that is not the ultimate purpose of life. It's part of the life. All right. They have some utility. All right. But the prime intention should be how to elevate my consciousness, because all our sufferings, all our pains, all our sadnesses are because of the absence of the elevation of the consciousness. That's a fact. I am not the only person saying this. There are hundreds and thousands of people experimented this life and they found out and they reported. Those reports are called scriptures. Scriptures. They are the records for this proof. This is a proof. These scriptures, holy scriptures, are the proofs. For example, Jesus Christ, for example, he experimented. Even though he lived a very short time, he has not even crossed 40 years. He lived very lesser number of years in his body, but within the short span of his lifespan, he experimented this, what we are discussing now, for example, and he found out and he elevated his consciousness to the fullest, nothing more to elevate. Such a way he touched the topmost elevation of consciousness. Therefore, he is considered as a God man today, and many people worship him. Of course, mere worshipping alone is not enough. We have to take him as a model for us, and we have to observe him, how he tested himself, his life, his whole life, how he achieved this. His achievement is tremendous, tremendous. He might not have achieved a kingdom of the world, the material kingdom, this and that, or post, or power, or richness, material richness, and so on. But the inner richness, what he achieved is almost no words to describe. Not only Jesus Christ, also Krishna, Lord Krishna, Gautama the Buddha, and also Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Yogananda, and also Swami Vivekananda, Adi Shankara. The list is so long, so long. I'm saying only few names because they are all famous people, very popular people, so that we can easily recognize it. Therefore, there are thousands and thousands of people of the past, of the present also, they are working on this elevation of consciousness. They may not be popular in the world, but there are many, many people. So that means they found out exactly the meaning of life, why we are existing. Why we are existing. The answer is here, the question. The question is, why do we exist? We exist for this. Once we focus on the elevation of consciousness, which is deep within us, the core of consciousness, beyond our body, beyond our mind, beyond our emotions, beyond everything, there is a light within. That light we call consciousness, which has no limitation, but it needs to be attended, focused upon. That's what we call spirituality, nothing else. So that particular thing is observed and worked on and achieved. All our achievements, for example, to have more money, to have a big bungalow, to have a good relationship, to have an opportunity to travel around the world, all will be achieved just like that. The fundamental achievement is this. Once this is achieved, all these success and all coming automatically as a byproduct